you though.
Oh, no sweat, no sweat. Well, okay. Well, on the streets, it ain't got that. All that, the extra decorum, and the streets. The world ain't Clubhouse. Not, we love Clubhouse, but when you're dealing on the streets, you can't move and operate like that. So the cussing comes in because we dealing with all types of people, and you're dealing with situations. Sometimes things get aggressive. So now, how you gonna deal with that? You're gonna try to be all nice and calm and cut while some dude is cussing you out, or some dude is trying to check you. You can't. You gotta. You know what I mean? You can't do like that.
Candy
Otherwise,
man, let me get this.
otherwise you're gonna get run off the block. Which most Christian churches, Christian people, been run off the outside their church. They don't come outside their church teaching.
So check this out. I answer your question. That absolutely matches scripture versus what you think you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be ran off. You're supposed to be persecuted. You're supposed to be spit on. You're supposed to be beat up. You're supposed to be nailed to a cross, if so be it. Those are things that's supposed to happen to you. What sounds like to me is that you have no idea what persecution of the body of Christ is. You're not supposed to be going out here persecuting people. You're supposed to be getting persecuted for telling the truth. It sounds like you're more fearful of laying your life down for the gospel. Absolutely, you're not supposed to be yielding to someone's nonsense. If somebody cussing you out or talking crazy to you and don't accept the gospel, what did Christ do? My question to you is it's a very, very simple question. My question to you, brother, what did Christ do when he was spit on and beat on and persecuted? What did he do?
All right, let me answer that. So, when Christ was on the scene and he was dealing with the scribes and Pharisees, he was dealing with them in a manner of different ways. Sometimes he called them vipers and spoke harshly to them. Sometimes he went in there and just started getting physical. Now, the scriptures say, Proverbs 26:5, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. So sometimes you gotta, and Paul, even when Paul said, I'm to every man, I'm the way he is. So if you're dealing with a street dude, you gotta be on a street dude level. If you're dealing in a college, then you can up your ante and speak on a college level. But don't sit there and say the Israelites ain't putting their life on the line out on the streets. I was in Haiti teaching this truth. In Diabon. We going to Cuba. Hold on. Let me finish. We going to Cuba. Y'all don't. Hold on. This is the last one. I'm landing right here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, land.
I'm gonna land it right here. We go out to the spots to where everybody else don't go. We is the streets. When I came in this truth, I was teaching in Madison, Pulaski, in Chicago, and I ain't even from Chicago. That's back when everybody was scared of Chicago. I was ordered that we go down to Chicago. That's where it's gonna get built from there. With what I mean. So we've been out on the streets going to. Don't ever say the Israelites ain't that. We at the forefront of all that. You know what I mean? So Christ did answer like other people came with craziness. He came with craziness too.
No,
Absolutely not.
No, he didn't.
That's how he beat the money changers.
Go ahead, Cliff.
What are you talking about?
Can I say
Yeah.
something after you, Cliff?
What are you
Sure.
talking about?
And
then I'll get in after.
Yeah, you see no example of Christ or any of the apostles changing their mannerisms to the point of vulgarity uh, when dealing with various forms of persecution. You have them being stoned. You have them being killed for the gospel's sake. You don't see them out there calling anybody the B word or calling them H's and all this other kind of stuff. You don't have that kind of interaction going on. And to say the Israelites are at the forefront, you're One West, sir. One West started in 1969. You started at the end of the civil rights movement. Y'all haven't done anything. You have nothing historical to stand back and say, this is a result of Black Hebrew Israelism. Y'all are Johnny come latelys that are 56 years old that were birthed after the civil rights movement. So you have nothing to stand on but a bunch of fringes and foolishness that y'all proclaim. You're heroes unto yourself, nobody else. The majority of the Black community does not even know that you guys exist. So continue to be legends in your own mind, continue to pump your chest up. But what we want you to understand is that you need to come to the real gospel of Jesus Christ, that teaches you not only how to love your brothers, but how to love your enemies, how to take persecution for the sake of the gospel, so that the glory of God is always revealed, and not your color, your flesh, or your tenacity, or your masculinity, or whatever else y'all feel like you're showing off.
Let me say this because you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I know what I'm
Hold
talking
on,
about. You
let
don't
me
know who you
speak.
talk.
See where your
No,
decorum go. Where your
wait. First
decorum
of
go?
all,
Get it together, brother.
you don't know who you're
I say
talking
one
to.
word and your decorum go out the
Yes,
window. But you saying
because you
about
don't
decorum. This
you
is why
don't
the
know.
Israelites
Hello,
come the way we come.
hello. You don't know who you're talking
Because
to. So don't
people,
tell me what I
hold
don't
on,
know.
because people try to
Don't
sun you,
tell me
say, be real
what. Okay.
respectful, but be real respectful. Then as
Don't
soon
tell
as
me
you
what
try
I
to
don't
speak,
know, because you don't know who you're talking to.
be real respectful. Then as soon as you try to speak, they jump in and cut you off.
As
So
I stated, you don't know who you're talking to. So don't say what I do and do
you don't
not
know who
know.
you talking to. So what that got to do
Do,
with it?
do me a favor. Let's do this. Can one of the mods, if not, I'll get it. Can one of the mods put the disclaimer in the chat? One of the rules of the room, and usually we put it in the audience for everybody to see, is that the moderators have the right to interject in the conversation. If they deem that something is damaging the flow of the room or something needs to be addressed, we reserve the right to do that. So when he's jumping in, it's due to the rules of the room and engagement, not because he's trying to insult you. Now he's gonna let you go, but he wants to give you some clarifying remarks before you go, so that you understand where we coming from.
Okay, I mean, all I said was like one word.
No, I
And
get you, and I understand, but you're gonna get
so
the space. I
at
thank you.
promise.
what point did I
Appreciate it.
misspeak? When did One West start? At what point did I misspeak?
Okay,
What
you
year
said
did
okay, you
One
said
West
a
start?
lot. Can I get an opportunity to respond to
What?
it all?
Okay,
Or do
so
you
let
want
me
to
ask you.
say a lot and
So
then
I'm
throw it
asking you
off so I don't even get to
directly.
respond?
So I'm going to ask you directly. What year did One West start?
Okay, that's different than what you just said in the last statement. The last statement
What
you said, okay,
year
hold on.
did One West start? Just answer my
You don't know
question.
the year?
I'm asking you.
You just said it in 1969.
Okay, so I was correct
So
with what I
can I
said, right?
respond to what you said before
How
though?
many
Because
years ago was that?
you said a whole lot of stuff.
How many years ago was that?
If I can't speak, just say you scared to let me speak.
No, I'm having a conversation with you.
This
I'm
not no
asking you a
conversation if
question.
you say a whole analog of what's going on, and as soon as I go to speak it, you cut it off and change it to another to a questionnaire.
Do you want to
That's
answer
not a
me or no?
conversation. Just
Do
give me
you want
like
to
10
answer me or
seconds
no?
to even speak.
Do you want to answer me or no?
I'm gonna answer you how I want to answer. I
Okay,
don't
so
get
how many
what
years
you
is
want.
that?
So
How many years is that?
let me answer you. It's a million years. It's a million years this way. And let me say why it's this way. Because the amount of time to really affect change, it ain't just on we were around longer. So that means we did more and we are more effective and we are better leaders. The leadership that's in these churches right now have been failed the black community since the civil rights movement. I could say actually you want to do numbers, things got worse after the civil rights movement. We lost the businesses. We lost that community. We lost a lot of the things that we had before the civil rights movement. We lost a lot of that, all that spirit and energy. So I'm gonna say one more thing, then we can go back to the next thing because you threw me off. I don't forgot about a lot of stuff you said, but you threw a lot of little shots out there. I'm an evidence myself of the work that the Hebrew Israelites are doing. Where do you think all them brothers come from that's in the Israelite school UPK? They come from all walks of life, and many of them from the streets. Many of them who are ex-drug dealers, every evil thing, adulterers, sleeping with other men's wives, robbers, thieves. The same dudes that everybody look at, the YNs, everybody look at as nothing. Those are the ones that come into the Israelite school of UPK because of the spirit we give the brothers, the masculinity we stand on, how we stand up against the oppressor. That's important. Those brothers are important. I know to the intelligentsia of society and your college educated Negroes, it don't matter. Those are just, those guys are fodder. They end up in jail, 2 million in jail. We can just sit and talk about it. But the ISUPK actually do something about it. We actually get them brothers out the streets. We actually get them brothers off the gangs and the drugs. I'm an example. So you can't say we ain't put in no work in the
That's
time.
what you got?
May I, if I may?
Let me just say one thing real quick.
Go,
Let me just,
go ahead, Rob.
yeah. Well, you know what's crazy, right? I'm a byproduct of the Christian church, and it's through it I became a faithful husband to my wife, a faithful parent to my kids, a law-abiding citizen, and much more. The Christian faith kept me out of a lot, bro. It kept me out of prison. It kept me out of a lot. So as you sit here claiming to be a byproduct of what you adhere to, I can just as easily do the same. And people who know me know the transition I made in life because of the faith that I now embrace.
And to top that all off, what you've really done is just establish one thing, that human beings can gravitate to certain ideologies. The issue is not the ideology. It's the issue is what the ideology produces. My friend, Hebrew Israelism doesn't teach what the scriptures teach. It doesn't lead to where the scriptures lead to. On top of that, you made this interesting point that I want to respond to. You made this point that apparently Hebrew Israelism and the school of UPK goes to the places where the Christians have it. My friend, do you realize the amount of traction that the church has had over the past 2,000 years? You wouldn't get a lot of these UNICEF and Red Cross and all these different entities that help communities worldwide without the Christian church. Secondly, the places that you're going to now, the church has already been and established influence in. Christ's influence has become worldwide, not because of Hebrew Israelism, not because of ISUPK. It's because of his body, the church. Whether you want to talk about what that looks like over the past 2,000 years has no bearing on the reality of the fact that you have what you have because of Christianity. The places that you would have that you went to, that you thought you were in persecution at, the reason why you're still alive is because of the institution of Christianity and because of what the Bible teaches, because of the morality that comes from reading the scriptures, not because of your doctrine. You live and breathe in God's world because of what God has done, and you spit in the face of God when you try to reinterpret the scriptures and try to reinterpret what the Bible teaches, specifically when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And what you then have done is give a bastardization of the gospel, which benefits nobody. So all them YNs that you're talking about, yeah, they have a community, but where's their soul gonna end up? It ain't gonna end up in heaven. You ain't gonna end up with Jesus. So all you have done is give people a limited patch on a very gaping wound. And you need to reconcile that. Because if you don't, not only are they going to go to hell, more importantly, you going to go to hell too.
Sure, we can look at the world today and see the influence the Christian church. They're doing such a great job. I got a quick question for Rob though. Rob, before you say you became a Christian and they got you together. What was you doing before that?
Hebrew Israelism.
But no,
I went by the name of Malak.
now when you was growing up, you was that too.
No.
When you was growing up, what was you going by? And what was you
Well,
doing that was bad that the church fixed?
I was wilding out.
Like what?
Out here in these streets of Brooklyn. I say that because if you know the context of Brooklyn in the early 90s, you know that, it was common for a young black male to be getting into trouble. And that's exactly what I was doing. But you know what's crazy is that it's because of the Christian faith, I'm able to sit in a room full of scholars and even understand what they're talking about. And that's scholars of all sorts. You know what I'm
So
saying? So what I'm initially telling you is that, the Christian faith produced in me some very real results. So to you it might be fake. To you it might be uh, a world of chaos. but it taught me how to be civilized.
Okay, so I
It
got.
taught me.
Okay, go ahead.
Go
Now I
ahead.
was just gonna ask real quick. So in your community, you grew up in Brooklyn. Seemed like you was running. It was in it was streets, and Brooklyn was crazy, right? Was there Christian
Hmm.
churches in that community?
Absolutely.
Okay, and did you see the effects of the Christian church in that community?
I wasn't looking.
Like, did you see the Christian church getting businesses started, getting dudes jobs, getting a life together? You know, regulating anything in the community. Did you see that when you was running the streets?
I saw people trying, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I wasn't looking to see the good in the churches. Of course, we can always point to something somebody's doing wrong, and that was my interest back then. In other words, I was doing nothing but willing to say what the church was doing wrong. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there were many old folks within the church trying. My grandmother is the reason why the seed of Christ is planted in me. The word of God is planted in me. You know what I'm saying? But
But okay, but so what you
what
telling me though
hold on,
is
hold on, hold
okay.
on,
Go ahead.
hold on, hold on,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. What I'm saying is that oftentimes, there is an effort that's being made, but the reality is that those efforts often go ignored. And that's what many young men, in the black community are doing in regards to the church. They're ignoring the good that the church is doing. But what's crazy is sometime later, a black figure within the black church would disciple me, teach me how to be civilized. Because you know what? Israelism wasn't doing that. Because of Hebrew Israelism, right? I was getting left back because I wasn't caring about graduating high school. But it was a Christian figure who would say, yo, be wise. You got to do what you got to do, or else you're going to just remain stagnant in life. My mother thanked the person who discipled me because she saw the type of effect that he had on my life. He taught me how to be financially stable. He taught me how to, be concerned with, being a good husband. He taught me how to parent. Somebody in the church taught me all of that, bro. That's just my reality. You
Okay,
can't
but
ignore that.
but one thing you said that made my point. When you was a young dude running the streets, when you was a young dude running the streets, the churches was there, but they wasn't reaching you. You wasn't seeing them.
Well,
You wasn't
hold on.
seeing them.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
For
you
that's
you
some
miss
disconnect, for
you
some
miss
reason, there
you
was a disconnect between you in the streets and the
right, but
church that
now
was trying to
you
reach
you
you.
you you missed
That's
the
that's the
fact that I
point I made.
said you missed the fact that I said I wasn't looking. I was ignoring the good that the church was doing.
So they couldn't get to
That was
you.
yeah, but
Hold on,
That's
well.
my
Rob.
Isn't
point.
the same?
Every
This
Real
community.
nigga
quick
is
though,
he's
isn't the
trying to
same thing
look.
true? I got you, Blaine. I'm gonna toss it right to you. Isn't the same thing true with you guys? Are you reaching every single African American person that you see wherever you guys are stationed? Is every one of them getting pulled in and coming underneath you guys' wing and understanding and believing your doctrine, or do some come and some not?
Once we get the power, like boy, like the other brother said, he said, y'all the babies in the bunch. Y'all's a newer teaching and this and that. So once we get the power, where when we're on that level, when we get that we got that money and we got that influence like these churches have now, we're gonna make the real change because you can tell a tree by its fruits. You can look at
All
the
right, well, but
ISUPK
that
right now, and we don't have the fruits of these churches where they having childs getting molested. They having their
But
leaders. What's
well,
it? Donald
hey,
McCurkin
I
can
don't
I?
think that's fair because
just
we can
molested a kid.
and look, just let's do this. Let's do this, right? Show of hands or come off your mic or even blink your mic if you know of a Hebrew Israelite organization that has been wrapped up in some type of nonsense, either involving women being mistreated or cheating scandals, homosexuality. You can put the clap emoji to bed, whatever even in the audience, let me know. And being truthful as even the Hebrew Israelites, law keeping Hebrew Israelites who do not lie, right? Who endeavor to keep the law. Raise your hand or do some type of acknowledgement that you have seen these things present in Hebrew Israelite organizations. Put a one in the chat if you've seen it.
And
You can choose
and
to
put it
lie,
too
but
if
the
it was an
reality,
Israelite school UPK.
well, That doesn't matter, right? And maybe I don't know. Maybe some people from the UPK got in trouble with some stuff. I don't know y'all entire thing. What I'm saying is this: when you have mankind in an organization that either for good or for bad, you're gonna have these type of issues because mankind is fallen. People are prone to sin. People are prone to fall, no matter what organization you get in, whether it's in the world or whether it's people that believe they're doing it for God. So it's unfair to say, oh, because you see this pastor over here got caught up in some stuff, or this person over here. That's not the vast majority, right? That's not the standard. Those are individuals who fail and individuals that are in need of God's grace, just like the next person.
But
Like
Eric,
excuses.
he put in the chat excuses, but I'm gonna speak on my own church personally. My pastor who started the church, he don't have a 501c3, he started in his home, right? His home outgrew the amount of people who could keep it, so they raised money to purchase a building. They built the building from ground up. This pastor don't didn't have some white backing, right? It was the favor of the Lord, right? And donations from the members of the body of Christ that helped build the church that I'm a part of. That church today has over 8 or 10 locations around the DFW Metroplex, has 5 internationally. This is a black pastor, right? Who helps his community. As a matter of fact, whenever the government shutdown happened, right? Us, the members of that organization, right, gave $50 out of our paycheck, right, towards helping feeding the homeless. We were able to give $100,000, 10,000 to 10 different organizations that help feed the needy in our black or predominantly black neighborhoods. So when also this church, right, every auxiliary in the church does outreach every weekend in neighborhoods around the church and in neighborhoods where we have given money to help donate for the food pantries in that area. So when you start saying the church, you're making a broad statement when you don't know all the churches and what they
Exactly.
have done.
And Monet, if you notice, he limited it to the ISUPK, right? Cool. If we limited it to our individual churches, I doubt we would have an individual in here who can come out and say, oh, my pastor got caught up in a scandal. My pastor, specifically of my church leaders have been involved in this type of nonsense. 9 times out of 10, it's not a
Yeah,
person in
my
here.
pastor has never gotten caught up in any scandal.
Right. So we like that we can play the same game. My pastor has never been caught up in a scandal. My church does outreach. There are people stationed overseas now, families that the church is supporting to reach people that are not even in our borders of our land. And individuals who are stationed in our land who go out and outreach every week. Right. So that's the thing. Like if you we can play the same game. So it's
No,
like,
no.
come on, bro.
Don't act like the church is out here really making an effect and
Yeah, but you
change.
keep
bro.
saying
For
you keep
Hold
example,
on.
saying
can
the
I speak
church.
a
You
little bit?
keep
I'm about to
saying
give an
Nah.
example because
Hold on,
no.
y'all,
just a
You're
oh
second.
Lord,
no. I
Just
want
a
you to
scared,
second.
speak on
scared to have a
what we
conversation.
said. No, speak on what we
I'm
said
about
about
to.
our church. Our
According,
church, my church. Speak about my church.
okay, according,
Talk about my church.
okay. Now, what's the name of your church?
Do you know how many institutions the church has set
Oh,
up?
hold on, brother.
Actually, what's the name of her church? I can't hear nothing.
Can you
Okay,
hear me? One community church. Did my mic go out?
one community church. Now, tell me something y'all have done in the community.
What? She just said it, bro.
No, okay, I'm saying for specifics.
What you mean specific? She just said it.
Okay, for example, you could say the ISUBK we housing people. We got housing programs where brothers can get housing.
Brother, church has been doing that since they existed. You're
I'm
not
asking
doing
about her
nothing
church. I'm
special.
asking
Oh,
about
Yes,
her
come on,
church.
man.
She
yes,
said,
yes,
tell me about
yes,
my church, not
yes,
these other churches, because
yes,
according to
Yo,
the hold
yes,
on, because
yes,
according to the amount of
yes,
money these churches been making, they haven't been doing
yes.
nothing for the community.
You don't even know what our church does.
No, I'm talking
Just
these
show
black
me.
churches have been making
My church is a
millions
black
over the
church. My church
years.
is a black church.
And they and if
IUIC makes millions, but you're not talking about them today, are we?
Man,
because
I
they're
think we should get down to the
like I
nitty
said,
gritty. I'm gonna tell. Let's do this,
money the
brother,
church
because
made
I'm
over in
really.
the last 40
I ain't gonna
years,
lie
like
to you. I'm tired
$40
of
billion
listening to you,
dollars,
bro.
$40 billion
Check this
dollars.
out.
you're chatting rubbish, bro.
Let,
Do you
let-
know
check this
in
out,
church
Camp.
history what the church has done for its community? In church history, the holistic church history. Do you know the institutions and orphanages that the church
Yeah, I know the 400
established?
years of slavery that was
Do you
going
know
on
the
in
no no no
America while these
no I said
churches was
Okay,
listen
so-called
listen
slow.
running
listen listen.
around.
That's not what I said.
I know
That's not what I
the
said.
immigration problems.
Dude.
And y'all churches ain't
Focus.
doing nothing for nobody, man.
Focus.
Stop capping. Stop capping.
Focus, because you don't know history.
Crashing out because your camp is trash.
You
I'm
don't
trying to
know
bring
history.
points. Y'all cutting it
You
off.
don't know
I think there's
history.
a bigger problem that's happening. You don't even know recent Black American church history, bro. The reason why you can go to any school you want to in this country is because of the black church. The reason why you can vote in this country is because of the black church. The reason why you don't have to sit at the back of the bus is because it's black church. The reason why you could do the things that we could do as people in this country is because of the black church. The civil rights movement in this country didn't start at One West in New York. It started in the black church, bro.
Y'all keep bringing
Do
up the
you
civil
know?
rights movement like that was a W. That wasn't no W, man. We lost so much in the for that movement.
Who is we? You weren't even there.
Black people. Black people
Bro,
You
You
don't
hold
know
on,
lost so
wait,
what the
wait,
heck
much.
you
bro,
talking
hold
about,
on.
bro.
We had
Do you know
businesses, black
brother?
businesses
Do you
before the
know
civil rights movement.
Do you
They
know
we
that
lost
we
them
had a
afterwards. We lost them because we
Do
went
you
to the
know the
white
sacrifices
businesses.
people made, dog, for you to say this? Do you, brother? Do you know the sacrifices people gave their lives for you to talk this nonsense,
What
bro?
do you
Do you understand that,
what are you talking about? What do you mean by that?
bro?
You
People,
saying I wouldn't be able to have a speak
do
if what? If what
bro?
didn't happen? Because niggas was speaking before the
People,
civil
I
rights
said
movement,
people.
so I don't know what
I
you're
said
talking
people.
about.
I said people gave their lives for you to be able to spout this nonsense.
Black
There
people
are,
were
there are.
speaking before the civil rights movement. Stop acting like we couldn't speak before the
I didn't
civil
say,
rights
brother. I
movement.
didn't say you couldn't speak. I said for you to speak this nonsense.
Yeah, people were speaking nonsense
But
before.
so you understand that as prior to the 1950s, right? Let's just talk about the civil rights movement. Prior to the 1950s, we had Jim Crow, right? Right?
There was Jim Crow in some areas, yeah.
Okay. Did One West or ISUPK, whoever you with, did they get rid of Jim Crow, or was Jim Crow abolished because of the black church?
Yeah, the laws of Jim Crow was abolished, but the treatment wasn't abolished.
Because of what? Because of what? The black church, right?
And you ain't abolished no treatment.
Okay.
So what are you
The
talking
vote,
about?
Okay,
the
that's what I'm
voting rights,
saying. You abolished Jim
voting,
Crow, but black people still
okay,
segregated. Black
cool,
people still getting
cool.
persecuted
Oh
the
The
same
my
voting
way.
rights,
God, bro.
the Voting Rights Act of 1968
I
and
just seen a black
1960.
man get killed in the
Wait,
streets, George, every
brother,
other weekend. You seen her talking
the
about Jim
Voting
Crow
Rights
was
Act
we
of
stopped Jim Crow.
the
Cut it out.
Voting Rights Act of 1968. Did that come about because of One West, or did it come about because of the black church?
Why are you asking a
Hello.
question that you already know the answer
I'm
to?
okay. The desegregation of schools, did that come about because of One West, or did it come about because of the black church?
Say like the schools are good or something. We had better schools before the civil rights when it was segregated. What are you talking about? The public schools are
Prove
horrible.
it. Prove
Cite
it.
your
Prove it.
hold on. Cite your
Prove it.
source.
Put the source out
Okay,
there.
Cite it.
Put the
Cite it.
source.
okay,
Put
No,
the
cite the
source.
source.
Put
Cite
the
the source,
source.
bro.
okay. Y'all, I guess y'all don't not looking at public
No,
schools of
because
today. I'll pull
So
a
let's look
source
at the source.
because it's
so
not
This
that
is
hard.
trash.
here's the reason why I can say this. Because we have more black educated, college educated people now in 2025 and 2026 than we did in the 1950s and the 1960s. That's a proven fact,
No, I want
What are
the
you
right?
talking?
source.
We had black
I want
colleges back then. We
I
was
want the
We
straight.
got
source.
black
Yeah,
colleges
yeah, you got
now,
a
bro.
black
So
We
you
got
didn't
black
college.
colleges
change
now, still.
nothing. You didn't.
But he
Brother,
had a
Nigga, you
listen
wouldn't
to
even
what I'm
be in the
saying.
position you in
Listen to what I'm
today
saying.
if it
Even
wasn't
the
for the black church. What are you talking
even the
about?
fact that we have black colleges, which are still around today, the same ones that were in the 50s are still here today. We have more black college educated people now than we did back in the 1950s.
But
That's
Tag,
a
who
proof.
started the black colleges?
Black Christians. Also, the church
Exactly,
started
the
those.
church.
The church, bro. So for you to say that the church has done nothing for the community, you are obtuse to what history actually says, bro. You have believed the lie that some man has given you without actually looking into it.
What lie? That the civil rights movement.
What
Okay,
university has ISUPK started?
the
What? Hold on.
ISUPK is a school.
What
Israelite
accredited? What
School
accredited?
of Universal
What
Practical
accredited?
Knowledge.
What accredited university has ISUPK started? Accredited.
The Israelite School of UPK is a school.
Is it a
I said
literacy program?
I said
Like what
accredited.
are they
That,
teaching
okay.
people how to read
Yeah, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
okay.
Hold on,
Because that's we do
brother.
all of that. We
My
de-
question.
Can't
No, hold
hold on. He
on.
asked for
My
something
question said,
the
specific.
sister asked
what
something different.
accredited?
I know, but
What
hold on, bro.
accredited? My specific question was, what accredited school the ISUPK start?
Do you think having that word accredited in front of something gives it credence in this world?
It
Yes, it
does.
gives it accreditation.
It
Yes.
gives accreditation. So you can't learn from no other place, huh?
You can't argue
Okay, then
from
that's
the
my
point that
point.
you
That's
argue
my
without
Bro,
point.
credit. So,
you
no,
can the
that's
Come
not
on,
Bible.
your
man.
point.
Hold on.
You
The
sound
Bible is
stupid.
I'm
You
talking
the
about
basically
Bible is
no. Hold on, bro.
what
Hold
accredited
on, Patrick. You
institutions. The
basically
accredited
telling
is.
us
I can't even speak. Go ahead.
no.
right.
Listen to what
You
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 listen.
can't. You can't, bro. Because what you saying is
Cause
stupid,
y'all don't have no
dog. It,
y'all jumping off the mic too much. That's why. And I don't want to be
no,
disrespectful,
because
but I'm trying to
no, because
speak. But then somebody
I
jumps,
asked
so
you,
I chill out. And then
I
y'all gonna
asked you
say
a
you're
specific
going crazy.
question.
You're cashing out now.
No, I asked you a specific question. Now, the answer to that question could be, bro, we ain't got no accreditation. Okay, cool. We can move on from there, right?
I answered you about it. I said
No, you
accreditation
didn't.
isn't the only way you can
You
learn.
responded. You
I
responded. You
answered
didn't
it the way
answer
I
it.
answered it. What are you talking
You
about?
responded. You didn't. I
You
said
make you
what?
make it
You
you
can
make
like
it
the
Hold
answer
complete
or
on,
don't
answer.
hold
like
on,
the answer,
brother,
but I gave you my
brother.
answer.
You didn't
You
give an
don't need
answer.
accreditation to learn.
I said
That's not the
what
only way you can
accredited.
learn.
I didn't say it was. I said what accredited university the ISUPK start. You can say, you know what, bro, we don't have one.
I could say that, but I said what I wanted to say and answer it my way. That benefits
So
No,
my
because
argument.
because
Why would I answer
let
it
me
just
okay.
because you
right,
wanted? That's that
exactly.
Does it
simple-minded stuff.
benefit the
The
argument or you
way
trying
you
to tell the
answered it,
truth?
hold on. The way you answered it, the way you answered it shows that you're being intellectually dishonest. I don't know if you know what that words mean. You may want to look it up.
Bro, I went to
But you're being
university myself, bro. You're not
you're
saying
being
nothing
okay.
too
Cool.
amazing. Come on, chill
I
out.
didn't say I didn't say I was. Because of that answer that you just gave, you're showing this room that you're being intellectually dishonest.
No, I'm
You
showing the
could have
room
easily
that you
said
don't need
you could
accreditation to
have.
learn.
Nobody said you did, but
I'm
my
saying it.
question was,
You
okay,
acting
cool,
like it.
okay, cool. Then answer my question. Ready, set, go.
The amount of teaching.
Right,
Can I?
right, because you don't have
I didn't
one.
even finish
You
yet.
don't
Can I
have
even
one.
say it? 2 words?
I'm
Calm
waiting.
down. You're supposed to be so intellectual. You should at least be able to calm down.
Who said I was intellectual? But thank you for the compliment. My specific question was,
Okay, well, let
name
me
me
answer.
name me
You don't have
the
to repeat the
accredited
question.
university started by
Listen, let me answer the question.
ISUPK.
Because
Ready, set, go.
it's a simple answer. The Israelite School of UPK don't have no accreditation from
Thank
America, a
you.
white man or
Thank you.
whatever.
You don't
But
have
can I
accreditation.
finish?
Hold on.
Yo,
Hold on.
calm
No.
Wait a
down.
minute. Wait a
Hey,
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
wait.
minute. Notice
Calm
he said
down,
the
bro.
white man. Notice he said the white man. So you assume that the only valid
Can I finish my
accreditation out there
response?
is
I'll
from the
finish my
white
response
man?
when you're done.
Oh man, brother. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said accreditation from the white man. You're making the assumption that the only accreditation out there is from the white man. Oh, brother, you have drank the Kool-Aid, dog. Tell you I'm
All
saying.
right.
Are you
So
finished? Because
yeah,
I'll finish when I'm
Yes,
just a quick
let him
yes.
answer. I
I'm
sentence.
think.
finished.
Hold on. I think Blaine want to jump in there. If you up to it, Kate. I want. Yeah. If you want to speak, and then Johnny, I know he
I was just
came
trying
up.
to finish the last little
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was
Go
going to
ahead.
say
You got it.
we don't have accreditation from the United States government as a university or college, but that is not the only way a black man can learn. Can learn all the history, biblical knowledge, law, Hebrew, uh, things about God and the Sabbath service. That's not the only way you can learn. Is just because something says it's accredited. A lot of the things that people learn are not from somebody accredited. People learn from family members. People learn
Can,
from
can, can I respond to that
jobs,
when you finish?
experience. There's lots of other
Hold
ways to
on, Zach.
learn, brother.
Can I respond to that, please? Are you done?
Yeah, it's your room. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Nobody said that that was the only way to learn. The Bible instructs us that we should even look at the ant to learn something. That wasn't my statement. The question was, we as church have started colleges because this all comes about it. What has the church done for the black people? We have started colleges. We have gone because we couldn't get our accreditation through the white man, as you stated. We started our own accreditation facilities. You stated that the accreditation comes from the American government, the U.S. government. Accreditations for university does not stem from the U.S. government. Accreditation boards are not U.S. government based. But brother, since you want to go this route, and since you want to be astute, I would ask that you go and look at groups like SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coalition Committee. Go look at SCLC. Go look at these civil rights movements that put as Black people in position, right? Put us in position where we can do the things that we're doing now. All of these organizations were started by pastors and preachers and church organizations, faith-based denominational conventions that started these things. The black church has contributed so not only to you, the black church has contributed so much to this country, and for you to diminish what they've done or what we've done is a slap in the face to your ancestors, bro, who were actually lynched from these trees that you talk about, who were actually enslaved because you think you're in captivity, but these people were actually in captivity. We have people in this room whose family members were actually killed, who were members of the church. They were actually killed for the civil rights movement. So to say that the black church has done nothing for the black people, bro, it's just simply untrue. And I invite you to get
How
educated on
many
this
black
So
topic.
churches have been
real quick
started
before
since civil
one
rights?
second, one second, Ken.
Hold on,
Tack,
bro.
Tack, real quick. Can you break down why it is beneficial or why it is a help to the black community that the Christian church is able to put black people in a position to where is that they can get accredited degrees?
Because knowledge is power, right? And I heard the young brother talk earlier, right? He said we gotta wait till we get the power and the money, right? No. When you think about Jesus, right? He didn't have money. You think about Paul, Peter, those guys didn't have money. The apostles didn't have quote unquote power, right? They didn't have that. They had knowledge, right? So by us being educated, it not only puts us in a position where we can rise, but now we can reach back and grab up another brother. It's bro, unless you went to a HBCU and actually studied under a powerful black professor, right? Who was like, hey, not only can I teach you this history about the 50s and 60s, but let me show you pictures of what I was doing. I had a professor one time, bro, history professor. He's teaching us about the civil rights movement, and then he's showing us pictures of him doing sit-ins. There is power in having someone of higher education actually teach you. There's a reason why there's an accreditation, because there has to be a standard. The reason why I asked what university has ISUPK open, and I know he's going to say none, right? We understand that. But when you have a standardized way of teaching, a standardized curriculum, a core tenet of what is being taught, that's how we move forward. What's the difference between ISUPK and IUIC? ISUPK will tell you, well, we're the only ones in the truth, right? If it ain't from us, it ain't right. So y'all don't even like each other. Y'all don't even respect each other. So why would I come to a group that don't even respect the same people that's teaching the same thing as them?
This is the same problem that they were having with W.E.B. Du Bois and them were having years ago.
No, it's not.
Can
No,
I
it's
speak?
not.
Brother, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
What am I talking about then?
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, come on with the talented 10th. Come on.
I wasn't going to say that nothing about no damn talented 10th, bro. Okay, this is what I was going to say. I wasn't about to say nothing about no talented 10th. What I was going to say is this the same problem with an argument from what you're saying right now about getting accredited, getting universities, and getting degrees. Like that's something black people, like that's all we got to do is, and then everything's successful. The argument they were having back in those days, our people were still having, was
Who had it?
skill and in industry,
Who
or
had it? Who had the argument?
black people were having this argument
No,
almost
you mentioned
years.
W. You mentioned
Can I
you mentioned
finish?
W. No, because
Okay, go
I
ahead.
want to make sure we said you mentioned W. E. Du Bois. Who was he having an argument with?
The brother who made the other, who was making universities, I think he made Clark A&T. What's that brother's name?
Booker T. Washington.
I think that, yeah, but I think that's his name. I had to double
What
check.
was what?
Let me. Can I?
What
Can I?
was the?
Can I make
Hold
my
on. No,
point
no,
though?
no, no,
Because
no, no, no,
you
no, no,
throwing me
no.
off my
What was?
point where I can't even
No, I
make my
didn't. No,
point.
I'm simplifying
You
your
first you
point.
said I know your
No,
point
because
as soon as I said two
no,
words. Now you're saying
because
you
you
did
said
W. Du Bois.
W.E.B. Du Bois. Right, you said W.E.B. Du
Bro, this
Bois.
is not
And I
scholarship. You trying to
and
talk
I said,
scholarship.
come
This is
on with
not
the. I
scholarship.
said, come on. No, because I said this is why this is important. So
You scared of
this
my
is why
responses.
education is important. This is hold on, y'all. This is why education is important and is important. He said W.E.B. Du Bois, and I said, come on with the talented 10th. He said, this ain't about no talented 10th. but proceeds to give the argument between W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington in regards to the talented 10th. This is why
That's
education
not the
is
only
important.
argument they had, bro.
Because,
That's not the only
because
argument they
of,
had. Because that's not what
bro,
I'm referencing.
when I asked you the guy's name, you couldn't remember his name. This is why education is so important. Because people like
Because I was
this
trying to make a point and you threw me off my point, bro.
right, because you're wrong. People like this will say
He's
whatever
childish.
and be completely wrong
He's
and
supposed
have
to
some
be.
fools in the audience believing them. This is why education is important.
Are you
Y'all
done? Are you
got it,
done?
man.
Are you done?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done with you,
So
bro.
can I make my point? Because you cut me off my whole point. I didn't even get to
I
finish.
just told everybody what your point was. Y'all
That
got
my
it.
point wasn't no talented 10th. That's what I just told you, bro. Calm down. My point was black people were having this argument about labor, skilled labor, and learning industry over getting college degrees and learning only degrees. Because you had one set of black people who said, look, we need to learn how to have industry. We need to learn how to farm. We need to learn how to build, how to create with our hands. And you had other people who said, no, we need to focus on just getting degrees, pushing paperwork, and which is in that part of the education system. Now, what I'm saying to you is, you're saying the churches only we have accredited universities. We getting people college degrees, but you're missing another segment of black people. There's a whole segment of black people that ain't built to have a college degree. They like to work with their hands. They like to farm. They like to build. They like to have the industry. Okay, my father was an engineer, so he
Bro,
wasn't
I think you
okay.
missed completely his
Okay,
point.
but this is what I'm saying. I'm
Respectfully.
making my own point right here. My point is, okay,
Yeah,
yes, it's
just go
great
ahead
the
and make a
church.
stupid point.
Oh my God. Yes, the church has created a lot of educated black people and have given
Okay,
have
so
cannot.
real quick, bro,
Oh
not to cut
Lord.
you off, not to cut
Okay,
you
go
off,
ahead. Go ahead.
but that
I'm
right
trying. I'm
there,
forgetting my point.
just peep for 1 second. You came in this room implying that the church hasn't done nothing from black people. By your
Right.
own admission just now, it just did something.
Okay.
In fact, according to Tactical's point, it did far more. But you got an axe to grind against the church, and you can't even admit it.
But you don't understand why I said that.
Understand why you said what?
Okay, let me explain. The reason I said the church have done nothing for black people, because the church getting black people degrees is not a goal that was solely for black people.
Yeah, bro, like I said, you missed this point.
But
Yeah.
Because this,
hold on, let
this
him finish because I'm so trying to get in there, bro. Like I'm really
I mean, I
just
thought
tired
somebody
of
was
even
going to cut me
listening
off
to
because
this
usually I get
nonsense.
two words
And
in and somebody say, "Oh, what'd you say?
bro,
You
just
said
finish what you
WB Du
saying,
Bois."
dog.
Come on, bro. So if I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to finish, that's why I paused because everybody cut off so quick.
Go ahead, go ahead,
I was
go
just
ahead.
going to be quick. I'm gonna make it quick. Now, the civil rights movement did not only benefit and was not only something that helped the black community. It was something that was also beneficial to the white community. You got to understand history. When you go back to the 1920s, you go back to the Great Depression eras, you go back to when we had our own cities, when we had our own towns, there was white counterpart towns that were failing, that weren't as successful because of blacks being so successful. To bring us all together through the civil rights movement to say, look, no more black only schools and black only stores and black only towns. We're just going to have everybody come together. That was also beneficial to the white America. So that wasn't something that was only to benefit blacks. That was something because a lot of blacks suffered behind that movement as well. A lot of businesses, a lot of schools lost people. That's why we haven't made more universities since the civil rights movement, because now the white ones are open. So we lost a lot of students. We lost a lot of money. We lost a lot of teams. All the whole black baseball. We lost the whole league. We could have had $1 billion industry of black baseball league right now. So there's a lot of loss that happened as well. So that's why I said it ain't did nothing for black people. Not to say black people haven't benefited, but it wasn't something done by the Christian church that was solely for blacks, because the church doesn't focus solely for blacks. It love everybody. That's why I said that.
And that shit
Exactly.
is that
And
an issue? I'm confused. Oh, go ahead, Blaine. I'm sorry.
yes, let me, yeah. I'm glad. I'm so glad you said that because that's absolutely the truth. Because the church, the body of Christ is for everybody. And first off, I want to go back to just one little point that you just keep making and you failing at. When you trying to make an argument about whether or not the church has done this or didn't do this, you have to have credentials. You can't argue from words. We don't know what you done did. You can't prove nothing except you got members. All of those people that you got in your little camp, most of them dropped out of school willingly. Most of those Negroes went to prison willingly. I guarantee you, most of the Negroes in your camp that you brainwashed, every single one of them, I ain't gonna say every single one of them, 99% of them put themselves in that position, and you picked them up while they was in prison, and they didn't get a chance to know the gospel the way they should know the gospel. That's exactly why nobody cares what you see. You know why you're not getting persecuted? You know why people ain't dashing water in your face, burning you alive, chasing you through the villages? Because everybody knows you're liars. Don't nobody care about a false gospel. That's why you're not treated like Christ was treated. You think it's a boast. You actually think it's a boast to walk around lying and not being persecuted for Christ's name's sake. Nobody's doing nothing to you because guess what? Most of the world has enough sense to know you Negroes are delusional and ain't no different than the Ku Klux Klan, which y'all's ideology. It's retarded. But I wanna kill you. I wanna kill, destroy, because I'm telling you, brother, respectfully, because I don't know you, but there's some individuals in your camp. They've convinced me that I need to bring your camp down. I just watch this. This is why. This is exactly why we know you're doing nothing for anybody. And this is going to be based off of one little point. Brother, would you believe on Christ if you wasn't an Israelite? Would Christ even be real to you if you wasn't an Israelite? According to the gospel? Just a simple question. Would you believe on Christ if you weren't an Israelite? Would you have the same relationship and faith if it wasn't based on your identity? That's a question.
If I wasn't if I wasn't a Hebrew Israelite, I'd be dead in jail.
That's fine. Answer my question.
That's the answer, bro.
No, the answer is would you believe on Christ